I'm on the plane. It begins to descend. Everyone presses to the windows, and people start weeping. It's my first international trip by myself. The plane is landing at Tan Son Nhat Airport in Vietnam's largest city. My family still calls it Saigon, not Ho Chi Minh City. For almost 20 years, an embargo has made it illegal to go to communist Vietnam, but the embargo's been lifted, so everyone on my plane is finally returning to the homeland they'd been forced to leave decades before, hence the tears. But then there's me. My parents are Vietnamese, but I was born in Austin, Texas. My anti-communist parents are worried the communists will kidnap me on this trip. So while everyone around me weeps, I stare out the small window not knowing what to expect. Growing up, only one movie made my father cry. It was the original Star Wars. When the Death Star blows up Alderaan, Obi-Wan Kenobi feels the pain of millions of souls. I never understood why that affected my father until the plane lands on Vietnamese soil. That's when my heart is moved by a great disturbance in the force. I can feel the weight of war-torn history. Everything outside is shoddy and run down, but the life there is beautiful to me. We pull into the terminal and locals are cheering and they're waving banners for my flight, the one from America that's bringing long-lost family home. I shuffle through the noisy, crowded, sweltering airport and everyone stares at me. I can feel them wondering, is that her? Is this my girl? Has my child finally come back home to me? Above the din, a man calls out, Kìa, cô gái Mỹ trở về. Behold, the American daughter has returned. At this point, I've just finished college. I'm basically an idiot with a backpack on the biggest journey of my life. I don't know anything, but at least I speak fluent Vietnamese, or so I think. See, my parents taught me the most polite, most formal, most old school Vietnamese, which I don't know a single brash or bold word, but as I'm about to learn, that's about as practical as only speaking Shakespearean English. You know, at the open air markets where you're supposed to bargain hard, well, when I go to one in Hue in central Vietnam, instead of saying, how much is that? I can only say, dạ thưa bác, cho cháu xin hỏi cái này bao nhiêu ạ? Pardon me, esteemed madam, may I inquire how much that item is? Back at the guest house, I find out I paid 5 times more than the other tourists for the same tacky souvenir. Damn my polite Vietnamese. Case in point, I don't know how to say damn in Vietnamese. Whereas English, I don't get bullied in English, but I'm in the mythic homeland. When else am I gonna be able to practice my Vietnamese with an entire nation of people? So I try again. Well, the next day, I get shanghaied by an 8-year-old down the Perfume River. There I am on the riverbank admiring the boat life around me when a plucky girl asks me if I want to ride for bargain, she says, only 10,000 dong, which is about $1 US. Okay. Well, once she has me in her rowboat in the middle of the river, she says it's gonna be another 10,000 dong if I want back on the dry land. Oh, hell no! Is what I want to say, but in Vietnamese, I can only manage, pardon me, esteemed little girl. While this isn't the communist kidnapping my parents worried about, it is annoying, so that's when I decide, screw it. From here on out, I am only speaking English. I'm a young female traveling solo. I don't need to be polite, I need to stand up for myself. So the next day, I rent a motorbike. I ride several miles out to the beach. I bargain in English for bottled water, and I pay half what I've been paying. Next, a swarm of kids surrounds me with cheap souvenirs. You buy, you buy. No, not buying, I say, and they back off. English only is awesome. I find a nice spot on the beach and I pull out my journal. The kids edge closer, peeking. I remember the guidebook saying Vietnam is so poor, most kids only get one notebook or pen a school year. So I offer mine. You want to draw something? Hours pass as we hand the notebook and pen back and forth, pointing and giggling at the pictures they draw. Eventually, the ringleader boy's mom, she calls him to dinner and she motions for me to join them. Now, I'm still wary from getting shanghaied by a minor the day before, so I'm wondering, are they gonna feed me and then stick me with the bill after? So I pull my pockets inside out and I say in English, "No money." Thinking I don't know Vietnamese, she gestures that she wants to thank me for hanging out with her son and his friends, because most tourists just blow through. Oh, okay, thank you. The young boy, his parents, and 2 sisters live under a small thatched roof with no walls. Their belongings are battered and few, but there's quite a meal. There's fish with the head and fish without the head and shrimp and rice and a few kinds of greens. I mean, the portions are small, but still. Over dinner, they bombard me with questions, which I understand, but I answer in English, or I gesture or draw things. They ask me, "Nhà cô ở đâu?" Where do you live? At the time, I'm about to move from LA to New York, so for geographic simplicity, I just draw one house and then another house and then me as a stick figure carrying boxes in between. I'm moving. Moving? They stare at my dorky sketch for a while. Where does she live? Then the mom says, "Oh, tội nghiệp, con bé nó không ở nhà. The poor thing, she's homeless." No, I grab the picture back. No, not homeless. I'm moving. I'd redraw one house, the other house, me, the picture, the boxes. No, I'm moving. Moving? The mom pats my knee. "Không có sao. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You're homeless." Then she says to her kids, "Tội nghiệp, nó có một mình mà nó không biết tiếng Việt." Poor thing, she's all by herself and she doesn't even speak the language. Oh boy. I could now speak Vietnamese and correct them, but they've welcomed me into their home and they've fed me. How do I repay their kindness and generosity by letting them know I lied? How do I fix this? Well, that's when the mom says, "Cô ở đây đi. You can stay with us. You can sleep with us in our bed." And she gestures to a simple platform that all 5 family members share. These people have nothing, but they're willing to share everything with me, a total stranger. After dinner, I offer to wash dishes, but the mother laughs and says, "Nó không có nhà, nhưng nó vẫn biết điều. She's homeless, but she's got manners." When night falls, I leave. The next day, I want to bring my beach family a gift to thank them for their generosity, but it's monsoon season and storms so hard, no one can leave the guest house all day. The next morning, I have an early flight back to Saigon. As the plane lifts off, I stare at my passport over the engine's loud hum. The customs form asks, "Where are you from?" I look out the window. I am just beginning to figure that out. Thank you.